All right, let's talk about moving day. It's that one big day where all the weeks of planning and packing finally come to a head. We're going to walk you through the whole thing, literally from the moment your alarm goes off to the second you can finally kick your feet up. Our goal? To take what can feel like a super stressful event and turn it into something that's actually, well, smooth, maybe even a little exciting.
So let me ask you this right off the bat. When you think of moving day, what comes to mind? Is it just a frantic, chaotic sprint to get everything done? Or is it something different? Honestly, how you think about it can change the whole vibe of the day.
Well, here's the secret. The pros will tell you moving day is absolutely a marathon. It's all about endurance, it's about pacing yourself, and most importantly, it's about having a solid plan. And that's exactly what we're here to give you, a complete race plan, so you know exactly what's coming around every corner.
Okay, let's get into the first leg of our race, those early morning hours before the moving truck even shows up. You might think of this as the calm before the storm, but trust me, what you do in these quiet moments can literally make or break your entire day.
And this right here is your game plan. It's a roadmap for the whole day. See how it's broken down? It's not just chaos. There's a real flow to it. You've got your early prep, then the movers arrive, then the big loading phase, and finally, the switch over to the new place. Just knowing the schedule exists helps take a ton of stress off your shoulders because you're not just guessing what happens next.
So, how do you manage that early morning prep without losing your mind? It all comes down to this: your moving checklist. Seriously, this thing is your best friend on moving day. It's the one thing that's going to make sure all those tiny but super important details don't fall through the cracks.
And this is exactly the kind of stuff we're talking about. Look at this list: confirming times, defrosting the fridge, having that first night box ready to go. These seem like little chores, but getting them done beforehand, that's what separates a smooth, almost relaxing move from a day of pure panic. And then you hear it. The doorbell rings. The truck is outside. This is it, folks. The main event is officially starting. And from this point forward, your number one job is all about one thing: communication. And getting on the same page is actually super simple. It really just comes down to these three things. First, say hello to the crew leader and do a quick tour with them. Next, double check that they have the right destination and just glance over the paperwork. And third, this one's a big one: point out anything that's fragile or needs a little extra love. If you nail these three things at the start, you're setting up a great partnership for the rest of the day.
Now, hold on. Before a single box gets lifted, there is one more thing you gotta do. It only takes a few minutes, but it could be the difference between getting your full security deposit back or, not.
It's really simple stuff too. Throw some protective coverings on the floors, maybe pad the door frames that always get scuffed up, and just make sure there's a clear path for everyone to walk. This isn't just about preventing dings and scratches, it's about keeping the crew safe. Plus, it just shows everybody you're on top of your game. Okay, home is prepped, so now the loading can begin. And listen, this is not just a free-for-all of tossing boxes into a truck. The pros have a system, a whole strategy to make sure everything fits and stays safe for the drive. It's kind of like a game of Tetris, but with your furniture. So let's be super clear about who does what here. The movers, they're the masters of the physical work, padding furniture, loading the heavy stuff first, and stacking those boxes perfectly. Your job is to be the director. You supervise, you answer questions, and you check things off your inventory list as they go on the truck. That way, you're a huge help without actually being in the way. Remember that paperwork we mentioned? Well, it has a name: the Bill of Lading. You need to think of this as the official contract for your move. It has everything: the terms, the inventory, the cost. Before that truck even thinks about pulling away, you need to look this over and know what you're signing. It is, without a doubt, the most important piece of paper you will touch all day. So the last box is on the truck, the door is closed, and now you're at a really important moment in the day: the final farewell. These last few minutes in your old home are so important before you can really officially hit the road. And there's a checklist for this part too. You're going to do one last super thorough walkthrough. Open every closet, every cabinet, finish any last-minute cleaning, and take a few pictures with your phone to prove what great shape you left it in. Then lights off, thermostat adjusted, windows and doors locked, and hand over those keys. That's how you get a clean break. And your deposit back. And just like that, it's done. The keys are out of your hand. You can finally say goodbye. So, take a second. You're officially on your way, leaving one chapter and literally driving toward the next one. That feeling of pulling up to the new place, it's awesome, right? A new beginning. But hang on, before the movers start bringing things in, you've got to prep this new space for the tidal wave of stuff that's about to come through that door.
Okay, first things first. Unlock the doors and do a quick walkthrough. Flip a light switch, turn on a faucet, make sure the utilities are on. It's a great idea to have a simple floor plan ready to show the movers. And, yep, just like at the old place, get those floors and doorways protected. A few minutes of this, before the truck opens, will make everything that follows go so much smoother.
Because the moment those truck doors open, your job changes again. You're now the director of this entire operation. Your best bet is to find a spot right by the front door. That's your command post. And your one and only job is to point and say, that goes in the master bedroom, that one goes in the kitchen. This one simple act will save you from chaos and hours of shuffling boxes around later.
Now, while you're busy directing traffic, let's take a quick timeout for a super important reminder. There are some things that should never, ever have been packed on that moving truck to begin with.
This is your do not pack kit. We're talking about the absolute essentials, your IDs and passports, important financial papers, any medications you need, and of course, your laptop and phone chargers. Oh, and definitely keep that moving contract with you. Having this stuff in your own car gives you peace of mind and, more importantly, immediate access to everything you need right away.
And then it's over. The last box is inside. The final papers are signed. The movers have waved goodbye and driven away. You have officially crossed the finish line of the marathon. So just take a deep breath, look around at all those boxes. You did it. So we'll leave you with this one final thought. The truck is gone, the door is closed, and you're standing there in your new space surrounded by boxes. What is the very first thing you're going to do to start making this new house feel like your home? Thanks for joining us.